Krebs. The molecules of life had a mystery. He checked out the chemistry cleverly. When an air-breathing life form wants to make energy, the Krebs Cycle's a main part of the remedy. Krebs, a rhyme to get the name in your head for his time spent at Sheffield and the things that he did, and that's why he got to share the Nobel Prize for the citric acid cycle, the engine of life. When we eat, our body breaks the food into particles, providing the body with the daily dose of chemicals. We absorb the nutrients and utilize molecules to generate the energy that's needed in our body cells. We turn the food into ATP, a chemical that the cells use for energy. And there's a particular chain of events that we can see that's part of cell respiration, why we need to breathe. The Krebs cycle, it's happening in all our cells. In the mitochondria, it's where the process dwells. It uses oxygen, so it's aerobic as well, and produces CO2 in every breath we exhale. It makes use of the products of glycolysis to get a 6-carbon molecule to put in the mix. And it's a citric acid molecule that prompted the title for Krebs' discovery, called the citric acid cycle. Krebs, the molecules of life had a mystery. He checked out the chemistry cleverly. When an air-breathing life form wants to make energy, the Krebs cycle's a main part of the remedy. Krebs, a rhyme to get the name in your head for his time spent at Sheffield and the things that he did, and that's why he got to share the Nobel Prize for the citric acid cycle, the engine of life. When Krebs was born back in 1900, the details of metabolism hadn't been uncovered. He studied and then helped find the ornithine cycle. That's the first metabolic cycle to be discovered. His days were numbered as a Jew living in Germany. In 1933, he had to leave the place urgently. He spent a couple years down at Cambridge University, then moved over to Sheffield where he lectured pharmacology. He got a new laboratory, they doubled up his salary, but he still had a focus on metabolism. Naturally, there had to be a process he could recognize, and in a few years the pathways were identified. But right now, one of those is most relevant. It's called the Krebs Cycle, it's the source of our energy, and it was an important discovery, getting him a Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine. Krebs, the molecules of life had a mystery. He checked out the chemistry cleverly. When an air-breathing life form wants to make energy, the Krebs Cycle's a main part of the remedy. Krebs, a rhyme to get the name in your head for his time spent at Sheffield and the things that he did, and that's why he got to share the Nobel Prize for the citric acid cycle, the engine of life. Krebs worked at Sheffield for 19 years and his most renowned discovery was carried out there. He became head of the new biochemistry department, and 1938 was the year that got started. By 1944 he was director in charge of Sheffield's unit for cell metabolism research. He soon made professor, staying 9 years more before heading over to Oxford in 54. But Sheffield carried on with their molecular biology and biotechnology department as the legacy, and 5 Nobel Prize winners I can report of, like Richard Roberts, Harry Croto and George Porter. And there's an institute named after Lord Florey. Infectious disease is their #1 study. They're imaging life through innovative technology, while Project Sunshine harnesses the sun's energy. Krebs, the molecules of life had a mystery. He checked out the chemistry cleverly. When an air-breathing life form wants to make energy, the Krebs cycle's a main part of the remedy. Krebs, a rhyme to get the name in your head for the time spent at Sheffield and the things that he did, and that's why he got to share the Nobel Prize for the citric acid cycle, the engine of life.